Welcome to Wild Bill's Media and the Arts podcast. And today, before I get into the episode of what I want to talk about, I want to give a couple shout outs to a couple podcast friends of mine. One is Ice Pets Queen. She has 9 different podcasts. You can find her on Spotify, Amazon Music, or Apple podcasts and all that stuff. Also want to give another shout out to the Spokane Man podcast. You can find him at the same places. But I just want to give that shout out to 2 good friends of mine who are fellow podcasters. So basically what I wanted to do was I want to talk about this new release that just came out here at the beginning of the month. It's called Chris LEDOUX, a Wyoming Cowboy, a collection. And this set right here on vinyl was released January or July 2nd. And it's a compilation that was put together by the LEDOUX family and everything. And it has some rare tracks on it that I don't think have been heard much in his career, or maybe not even heard at all. And then it's got one song on there that Chris co-wrote with his son Ned LEDOUX called "We Ain't Got It All." Now I'm usually not a big fan of compilations like this, especially if they're put together by a record label, because you look at it as just a cash grab. But for those of you who do not know, this year is a big monumental year for Chris LEDOUX. This year they are this month actually, on the first day of the Cheyenne Frontier Days Rodeo, they will be revealing a statue of Chris LEDOUX in Frontier Park. That's a big thing for Chris LEDOUX. Chris rode in Wyoming several times in his career. He never won an event, but he come close. It was pretty much a home rodeo for Chris. He loved Frontier Days. For those of you who do not know, Chris LEDOUX was the 1976 bareback world champion. But most people know him and remember him from his music career. But I think that was one of the reasons why they wanted to put this record out, was to coincide with his revealing the statue of Wyoming, in which I'm cool with that. I think that is awesome. And what I like about this is that it's vinyl, because a lot of Chris LEDOUX vinyls are hard to find. And when you do find them, they're really expensive. And most of the time, you can only find them on eBay. I mean, I have some Chris LEDOUX 45s, but technically they're not really officially elite releases. I mean, they are, but they're like jukebox, singles or 45s or whatever it is. I wound up being able to find here a little while back a bunch of them on like Amazon and eBay and everything. But I wanted an official release of Chris LEDOUX on vinyl. And I guess as far as having an album that was released after he passed away, for those of you who do not know, Chris LEDOUX passed away in 2005 from lung cancer. Or not lung cancer, liver cancer. I'm sorry. But anyway, this album contains 13 tracks. And side A is Western Skies, County Fair, Look at You Girl, What You Gonna Do with the Cowboy, duet with Garth Brooks, Even Cowboys Like a Little Bit of Rock and Roll, featuring Charlie Daniels, was a duet. The song they put on here by Ned LEDOUX that he co-wrote with his father, called "We Ain't Got It All," and an old song that I had never heard before. This is the first time I'd ever heard it on this collection. Was Oklahoma Hospitality. On side B, you got album intro, 17, Hooked on an 8-Second Ride, Cadillac Cowboy, This Cowboy's Hat, and Little Long-Haired Outlaw Life. I'm going to read you a little thing that was written on the back of this album. It says, "Thank you to the fans for our continued support and believing in this old Wyoming cowboy. Big thanks to TKO Artist Management and Mark Cecil, who was like a brother to Chris, for all of your hard work and keeping Chris's memory alive. Chris, I've said in the past, you never cease to amaze me. Thanks for all the great songs. So proud. We miss you greatly. Love, Peggy and the kids. Clay, Ned, Will, Cindy, and Bo LeDoux." Right? So, yeah, basically, these songs were picked by his family, or if you want to call it the Chris LeDoux estate, and put on this compilation album for his fans. And I'm so glad that they're doing stuff like that. Chris LeDoux was one of those artists who never got the recognition he deserved when he was an artist, when he was signed with Capitol. As you would call it, I guess he was too country or too rodeo for radio, as I've heard the kind of term lately. So maybe once in a blue moon, if you find a true country station out here once in a while, you'll hear one of his songs on the radio, but not often. Most of the time you hear Chris LeDoux song, it's at a rodeo or some kind of Western event on TV or something. You're pretty much to hear Chris LeDoux song. To me, in my opinion, Chris LeDoux was the best artist to come out of the late 80s, early 90s, and into 2000. I mean, the man just had a historic career. I mean, he sung songs that, like he took versions of rock songs and put his own spin onto them and made them country songs, and they were amazing. He did a duet with Bon Jovi on a song called "Bang Your Drum," which was originally a John Bon Jovi song. He had done a song by Bruce Springsteen called "Tougher Than the Rest" that was on his Haywire album, and he really made it his own. Chris LeDoux was more than just a cowboy. He was a songwriter, a singer, a hell of a good man, and a good friend, and a good artist, and a fellow artist to a lot of country music artists out there. It's glad to know that his son is doing country music now and keeping the LeDoux name live in country. And I'm starting to see now that there's a few more artists out here every now and then that still use his name in songs, and I'm grateful for that, because Chris LeDoux was a legend, and he always will be. And I'm just going to tell you right now, and I'm going to plug this because I'm a huge LeDoux fan. If you love Chris LeDoux and you love real Western country music, Chris calls his music country music with a Western attitude, right? So if you love this type of music, go out and pick this vinyl up. I promise you won't be sorry. It's worth every penny you pay for it. I know you can get it on Amazon.com for like $17.99 or something like that. And if you're a Chris LeDoux fan and you want this album and some other Chris merchandise, you can go to his website at chrisledoux.com and go into the store. They actually have bundles with this album, and you can actually get the album there by itself too. So I just want to say thank you, and I wanted to do this video for my love for Chris and the true love of American Cowboy. A man who left this world and left a career way too early. but has left an impact and a legacy that will never be forgotten. So, Chris LEDOUX, I just want to say thank you for the memories. Thank you for the music. Thank you for, the inspiration you've had in my life. And your legacy is more than just your music and your rodeo you left behind. It's the inspiration that you inspired other people to be great, even if it wasn't had anything to do with rodeo. That's your legacy. Thank you, Chris. And if you're a true country music fan, definitely get this album. Thank you for listening to another episode of Wild Bill's Media in the Arts podcast. I appreciate it. You have a blessed day, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you. Bye.